Okay.
So we have sort of an organizational plan for the transition to high school course, where I needed to lay everything out visually, week by week, day by day, and we got a nice little pacing guide that's in accordance with it. We have over here sort of a singular module for what could teach up to 4 different standards.
Oh, thank you.
No kind of UBD template for a unit for that vampire elective next year. And last but not least, just a big old pile of different strategies that I can use to sort of use with these different standards or with these different units.
Great.
So, yeah.
What's been your single biggest learning this year?
Definitely the ability to start with the standards and then move back into the individual lessons. I think I had it a little bit backwards where I was so focused on which strategies and which activities I really wanted to use, and I thought that a lot of them would naturally just kind of fit with the projects that I was working towards. But then if I actually start with the standards that I'm trying to hit and make those into the learning targets, there's activities that develop pretty naturally.
10-4. Thank you, man. Oh, that's fine.
So I did the quality assessment UBD this year, or UBD cohort this
Sure.
year. Basically, these are just all my aha moments, things
Okay.
that really struck me, which a lot of them are things that we've done naturally as teachers, but when you put it all together like this, it really just makes it come together and come alive.
Yeah.
The main thing for me that I learned, or my biggest aha moment, was it's not about what's wrong, it's about what's right.
Oh.
There's a paper in the cohort room, that even
Sure.
says that. I'm like, that is so perfect.
Uh-huh.
If we can get our kids to think that way, instead of, oh, I failed, I just got a bad score. No, okay, this is where we're starting. How do we get you to the next level? Even if
Sure.
it's just a 2, then when we're at a 2, how do we get to a 3?
Yep.
Things like that. So
Instead of why weren't you at a 5?
exactly. And you have no chance of, the kids think, I have no chance of getting at a 5, so I'm not even going to try.
Sure.
So, I mean, how powerful would it be if we could tell our kids on the first day of school, I can help you, I can show you, you can help yourself.
Uh-huh.
Get an A or be a 5 or whatever what their goal could be, rather than I'm just not even going to try.
Sure.
So
So what was the most challenging thought that you had?
the most challenging thought.
Yeah. With going through the assessment piece or...
It seemed really kind of overwhelming at
Okay.
first. The time. It's like, okay, well, if I have to do this and then all these keys and but when you actually get into it, it's not as overwhelming as it seems.
Awesome.
It's like I said, a lot of these pieces are things that we've always done anyway. It's just a matter of reframing it and all together in a different way.
Sure.
So, I really enjoyed it. I really liked the cohort. And our group, we had, naysayers that, oh, this is great in theory, and then we had, someone that was just really excited about every single thing that we talked about. And so we had some really great discussions. It's always great to have that extremes, to debate, and I really enjoyed it.
Sure. What do you think of this format?
I am blown away. I love it. At first I was like, oh my gosh, we're not going to need 45 minutes for this. I didn't get through half of everybody because I was just so intrigued by everything that they did. So we need more time.
We can do this all day.
We could. We really could. I was just so blown away by some of the student projects, but mostly the teachers. It's that reframing your thinking and putting it in a different way and seeing them excited about what the kids are doing. So if they're that excited, the kids are excited too.
Absolutely.
And seeing projects of kids that were the ones that I'm not even going to try because I know I'm not going to do well, really shine and flourish, and having those different types of avenues of expressing themselves. It's not just a paper, it's not just a multiple choice test.
Yeah.
Kids that aren't really good writers, they can do a video, or they're doing a commercial or a movie trailer or something. You could just see them light up and be excited about doing something in a different way. Whereas if we did the traditional method, they would just be defeated before they even began.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Basically, in precision machining and manufacturing, we go by national standards. So NIMS kind of puts out those national standards. So I don't have to worry about making sure my standards are met. They're out there for everybody in the country. So I basically have my standards set, and the students know what they have to do as far as understanding of feed rates, cutting speeds, plunge rates, retract rates, and I got it all in there as far as Cartesian points. But the goal for my students is I need to be able to hand them a drawing or a plan. And I want to make this part, just like we would in industry or anywhere else. So the skills that I want my students to learn is that I should be able to give them that, and they should be able to manufacture and give me that part. Now the process to get to this is long and complicated, with a lot of math, engineering, some technology. So STEM's really kind of embedded into it. The science part, I guess, is physics, because you're cutting whatever material it might be, if it's aluminum, steel, cast iron, along with they have a skill. And it's not hard for me to say, hey, we're going to go ahead and measure this, make sure it all meets all the tolerances. If that's right, I don't have any assessment issue. I have no biases. I could like the kid or hate the kid. It doesn't matter to me. If the thing comes out right, they got the skill, they're good to go.
So doing the UBD stuff or the couple AIW sessions that you were part of?
It helped me get it more organized.
Okay.
Because I kind of had a check-off list that I was using. The kids kind of saw that as the hoops they had to jump through kind of a thing. But now that I can look at my UDB and say, we have to do tool offsets, tool numbering, so they know what that is. And they might go, oh, wait a minute, I'm not sure about my cutter compensation. So they go back and understand that a little bit better. And when I bring it up, they understand it. Cutter compensation is how you're using that tool. Are you cutting with the center of that tool or programming the center? Or are you programming the left or right side of that tool? So it has a diameter. So they have to do offsets. So there's a lot of math involved. Nobody realizes how much actual math, trigonometry, and different things fall into machining until they're in it. What's really nice is you never tell them they're doing trig. You don't. You just say, well, this is the math you got to do. They apply it, they learn it. Then they have this epiphany later of, oh my God, I actually know stuff that the smart kids know, which is kind of a neat thing.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thank you.
Sure.
Give me some good questions.
Okay. Well, let's start with, what was your cohort this year?
We were doing assessment.
Okay.
And saw a lot of things that we can do better.
Okay.
Jeff Overley was in the same cohort as I was.
Yeah.
We're both math teachers, and we both teach algebra too. And we see a lot of things we got to do better.
Oh.
Of course, we matched up the standards. And that has been done. And we got the strong standards, are, as we tend to call them, all the power standards for Algebra 2.
Okay.
We really haven't unpacked into learning targets, and I think that's what we need to do next.
Okay.
We investigated that towards the end, but we really didn't get a whole lot of time doing math standards.
Sure.
We see things that we are addressing in our class, but we are not going, and is this a knowledge standard? Is this one that you have to demonstrate?
Sure.
So we have to unpack it, get the specific learning targets for each standard, and then come up with how we're going to address it.
Wonderful. In terms of the assessment, like your cohort, what are you most proud of, or your biggest takeaway this year?
Biggest takeaway, the way we assess is not necessarily the best way.
Okay, so what would you get, or what are you changing, or did change?
More practical application type assessment.
Okay.
I mean, here's one.
Yeah.
It is Pythagorean theorem.
Absolutely.
More of something a student might run into. If you read it, they are trying to decide what size of TV will fit on the wall. And of course the TV's coming with a diagonal measurement. They had to take that and put it into what's the length and width, and they have to worry about the bezel and part of it, and go through the entire process. Will it fit in this space? So something they might run into in real life.
So it wasn't just here's a triangle, find the missing side.
Yes.
Cool.
So they might see that this is something they might apply outside of life.
Sure. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Nope. Excuse me, sir. I do. You guys are my favorite. So we're debriefing on the process and what our takeaways are from other teachers. So the first part of the day was us presenting to our colleagues. So now, what did you learn from your colleagues?
I found someone else that's aligning AGS to the curriculum, so that was exciting.
Okay.
So we talked about that, and like she said, just getting ideas that
scaffolding and modifying stuff for students with special needs.
Got it.
And UBD, that's something that I want to know about.
You want to learn about?
Yeah, we're going to do a class on that now.
I would like to.
Yeah.
And we were also discussing sign language. Yeah, and it kind of stemmed off of a whole different discussion about one of them, but we all three would like to learn sign language. So I thought that was interesting.
Sure.
The Camp Courageous rocks, and we all want to go there.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of people. I liked that we got to kind of share with quite a few people about the gap, because I think that we're always sharing stuff about, hey, are you interested in sharing money or giving money? And now it's look at what you're giving your money to.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think my biggest takeaway from all the groups, all the people that I talked to was we've been doing the cohorts for the last 2 years, and it's very evident that what they're learning in their cohort is now going into their teaching. So the UBD that you mentioned, or the assessment work, it has fundamentally changed a lot of classrooms in these last 2 years.
I noticed the honors chemistry teacher was talking about using examples of student work so that she could narrow down what she really wanted and then show to students this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was really cool.
Examples laid out there. She's getting to where this is where it should be.
Yeah. One of my, I got goosebumps a lot, to be honest. One of them was with Nathan Hemming. He's the biology teacher. Did you guys talk to him? Okay. So he's a first-year teacher. His cell test is what you would expect to see on a lot of cell biology classes. Here's the parts of the cell. Name all the little tiny pieces. It's a bunch of lines with arrows. He said that's memorization, and that doesn't mean anything about cell production, like how biology works. So he got rid of that part, and then he just put in pictures like of the cell dividing process, and he had them describe, like put them in order, and then describe what's happening. And he said it's incredible how much the kids understand now because he's teaching it different. He's not teaching term memorization; he's teaching process. And he said, I said, so what's the biggest, what's your biggest learning or your biggest understanding from changing it? And he said, I can see the kids understanding. I didn't know what they were doing before, and now I can see what they understand or not. Wow! So he's just changing the way he's asking the questions and what questions he's asking.
I would say that's really common that that's what we want is them to memorize stuff. I remember in college having to memorize the map of Europe and where everything was at. We did multiple continents, but I was I could not tell you probably where a fourth of them are besides the big main ones. I could tell you where Russia's at or the big Italy, or whatever. The common ones, but I couldn't. It was really almost useless learning. I mean, yeah, I learned it. I took a test on it, but it's not anything but it's stuff stuck with me.
Yeah.
What would that be on school day?
For the
Like what she says.
yeah, if you're
Well,
just
if I ever went on
memorizing it.
I probably went
Yeah.
backpacking, I guess.
Have you been backpacking in
No.
Africa? Okay, got it.
No, I said if I ever did. I've never been out of the country or been to a beach in the country. So really kind of useless. Maybe I am going out of the country.
Said what Paris's group said and what Kurt's group said, but personally I really like what Hemming said. Gee, Josh, that was a lot. That was good. We talked about how to make the learning targets student-friendly, make them clear, refer back to them often, refer to the essential questions often, and hopefully those will anchor the teacher to focus too, because a lot of distractions throughout the period, throughout the day. Anything else?
We talked about not the final product, but the processes that everybody went through, not everybody, but quite a few of you went through the processes to get to that final product. So just discuss that amongst us.
Our aha moment was not only for teachers but for students to get in a different mind frame that it's not about what's wrong, it's about what's next. So if you're at a 1, so what? What do we need to do to get you up to a 3 or a 4 or a 5, wherever it is you want to be? Not only as teachers to think that way, but if we could get our students in that mindset, it would really make a big difference. Not just I got a 0, I'm a failure, I'm done.
Love that. That reminds me of one of the quotes that we have posted in the cohort room. Well, what we know today doesn't make yesterday wrong, it makes tomorrow better. Right? Which I repeated to some people today. Because we're like, oh, this is horrible, I have to throw away everything and start over. And that's not true, right? We've been doing good work, and it's not about what's wrong, it's about what's next. I love that.